Start recording.
Let me share my screen.
Recording in progress.
Hope my screen is visible to everyone. So today I'm going to uh, create one simple live flow connecting CPI and Postman. For that, I'm going to create one iFlow. So I'm giving name as connecting Postman. As Postman. Now I'm connecting this sender into start message. So uh, now I'm going to select HTTPS adapter type. So in connection tab, I'm giving the address like connecting Postman. So now I'm going to get one content modifier here. Actually, let me explain content modifier. Actually, content modifier means it is an integration steps in SAP CPI used to read, set, or change message data. Actually, it's having message header, exchange property, and then message body. Actually, message header means it carries technical or meta informations about the data like content type, authentications, or message ID. And then coming to exchange property, it's like a temporary storage within the iFlow. Here we can it is used to set or access it anywhere within the iFlow. And then message body means it contains the actual business data or payload, which is coming from the source to target. The data may be JSON, XML, CSV, or plain format. So here, all the transformation or mapping are done on message body. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to write one expression here. Dollar open curly braces in dot body. Actually, it means the main data or the payload that came into CPI. This is the meaning of this expression. Here in represent in means incoming message. Body means actual content, which is I am going to send from Postman. Okay. So now I'm going to deploy this iFlow. Okay. Now I'm going to get the endpoint of this iFlow. Yeah, this is the endpoint of this iFlow. Now I'm going to use Postman. Actually, actually, Postman means it is an API testing tool. Here we will do API testing. It contains get, post, put, patch, delete, head options. So these are all the HTTP request methods. So and then in authorization tab, here we will maintain the credential of the API. In header tab, we'll maintain the headers like content type, authorization. So these things will maintain here, and then in body tab we will maintain the actual data. So now I'm pasting the CPA endpoint here. So I'm going to maintain the method as post. So now I'm going to send one sample JSON data. So actually this is the trace. Now I am enable the traces. So now I'm going to trigger this flow. So now I'm getting 401 unauthorized error. Actually, it means we need to pass the credential. So usually to access CPI, you need to pass the credential. So um I'm going to BTP account. So inside the sub account, there is one session is there, instance. So in this, so here we can find the credential for the API. Okay, so this is the username for this API. I'm going to paste here, and then this is the secret ID will be the password for the API. So I'm going to copy their password, and then going to paste here. So now I'm going to hit this API. So now we got the success response 200. Okay, it means success. So now let's check the CPI flow. Now see, you can see this is the data which I am sending from Postman, which is coming into CPI. So now I'm going to transform. Actually, this is in JSON format, right? So now I'm going to convert this JSON data into XML format. For that, there is one standard palette function is there. That is called JSON to XML converter. I'm going to take that converter, JSON to XML converter. I'm going to paste here. So this palette function is used to convert the JSON data into XML format. So now I'm going to deploy this iFlow again because I did some changes. That's why I'm going to deploy this iFlow. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to Postman and hit this iFlow again. See, this is the output which is in XML format. Now let's check in CPI. This is the data which is in JSON format, and then Finally, we got the output in XML format. Okay. Uh, Actually, it means it XML. This is version of this data. Okay. Now, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, Bala. So this interface that you're using, it's not a trial account, right? It's
No, no. It's a client account. It's not a trial account.
okay.
Okay.
And can you just briefly explain about this parent functions, maybe after some time?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Every time we have to use a Postman
No,
after
no.
integrating.
Yeah. For testing purpose, you should you can use Postman.
Okay. With that username password, the data was integrated to Postman and the output was coming.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Correct. To access that
Okay.
this endpoint, we need to pass username and password.
So
Okay.
without using Postman, can we use run simulation inside CPI to test
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. We can do. Let me explain that also. 1 minute. Now I'm deleting this connection. Okay. So instead of start message, I am going to use timer here. So in the content modifier, I'm going to uh, write some sample data. Okay. Then so now I'm going to deploy the cyclo.
Based on a time schedule, it will
Yeah.
deploy, right?
Yes. Yes. See, now we got the output in XML format. Or else you can do another way is there. Let me explain that one also. You can use simulation. So this is start point and then this is end point. Now I'm going to run the simulation here. Here I'm going to pass the input. Now I'm going to run the simulation. We got the same data because we are not doing any changes here. See, we got the response in XML format. Okay.
So Bala, when we are configuring this adapters,
Okay.
uh, so for HTTPS, we have you have input one endpoint, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So is that endpoint usually decided by the client?
No, no. Actually, no.
So when we are setting up HTTPS in the connection section, we give a address, right? That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm talking. Yeah. So is that our wish?
Yeah, it's our wish. So depends upon the requirement. For example, if you are sending cell data, you can mention cells. If you are sending master data, you can mention master. It's up to your wish.
So could you explain difference between master data?
So this is the Postman, right? So now I'm going to connect. This is the sender now. So now I'm going to connect the sender into CPI. Okay. Now it is asking adapter type. Usually to connect Postman to SAP, we will use HTTPS adapter. So now I'm going to select HTTPS adapter. So now in the address field, we need to mention some name like connecting Postman, like that. It's up to your wish. Is it clear?
Yes.
For example, if you are yeah, if you are connecting success factor means you can choose success factor adapter. If you want to connect mail, if you want to extract mail, you have to choose mail adapter. Okay, that's it. So now let me explain one real-time scenario which is I did in one of my project. So for that I'm going to create one new iFlow.
Connecting through HTTPS, do we require any communication request?
Yeah, for usually to
For,
connecting SAP system, SSL certificate is required.
okay. And 443 port opening has to be done from the security end?
No,
Okay.
now let me explain the scenario first. Extracting the sales data from the third-party application to SAP using CPI. So this is one of the real-time scenario which I did in one of the project. So for that I'm going to use two API. This is the first API. Using the first API, I'm going to extract the token, and then using the token, I'm going to authenticate. I'm going to fetch the actual sales data. Okay. Now let me explain in Postman. You will get understand clearly.
The token is a verification.
Yeah, it's like a authentication.
So every time when the message comes in, we will validate it with that token.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Token is
So
for accessing of that.
second API.
Okay. API, right?
Yeah, yeah. Accessing the API.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are
Then
extracting sales data and sending it somewhere.
sending it to SAP
Okay.
using
And the
CPI.
sales, so the sales data is coming from non-SAP system.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, correct. You're correct.
Okay. Okay.
Here the sender is SAP, receiver is third party application, and then CPI will be the middleware. Okay. Actually, I don't have SAP's system, so I will extract the sales data into CPI. Okay. So I'm going to copy the first API. Now I'm going to paste here. So this API is related to post method. Okay. So now I'm going to hit this API. So this is the response. This is the response of the first API. So using this is the token. Using this token, I'm going to call the second API and extract the sales data. Okay. So now I'm going to copy the second API.
Are these real links from your project?
What?
Are these links from your project? I mean, real links.
Yeah. It's a development API.
Okay. And is this the case with every scenario that we have to store the token first and then extract the data from external system?
Yes. You have to call. So now here to authenticate the second API, we need to maintain authorization in the header level. So Zoho. So now I'm going here. We need to pass the token from the first API. Okay. So now I'm going to copy the token here, and then I'm going to paste the token in the second API. So this is get method. So now I'm going to triggering this API. So this is the actual sales data, just getting from the third party application. Now I'm going to do the same in CPI. For that, I'm going to create one iFlow. Extracting the sales data from third party application.
This iFlow was designing on in which design or
It is a custom
configuration of design or configuration or
no,
where you are
designing from. I'm going to
okay,
develop from scratch.
okay, only design you are doing.
Yeah.
So usually, do we have these iFlows pre-built in Discover section where we can use from?
No. Actually, this is these types of no, not available in this section.
Okay.
So I'm going to replace the start message into timer. Now I'm going to take local integration process first. Now I'm going to replace the name as iFlow name as iFlow1. Then iFlow2. So here I'm going to connect this iFlow2 into one. For that I'm going to take process call.
These steps, how we will be knowing process call and how we have to do like this.
Actually, you should get hands-on. Then only you will know.
Okay.
Whenever you got
Wow.
requirement, you should.
Okay. Through experience only we will be getting.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to connect the second iFlow here. See, I'm connecting iFlow2. So now in iFlow2, I'm going to first. Now I'm going to develop API1. I'm going to take a request reply here. take one receiver here. Receiver also. Actually, now I'm going to develop this API. Okay, so I'm going to copy the address of this first API, and then 1 minute, let me connect this one. Actually, now it is asking adapter type. So you should actually this API is related to REST API. So we can select HTTP. Okay. So now I'm going to configure the HTTP adapter. So here I'm going to paste the address of the first API. In the query part, I'm going to copy the query. So this is the query of the first API. So I'm pasting the query part here. So here the proxy type is internet. So I'm keeping as internet, and then this API is post method. So I'm keeping as post. So and then this API is not required any authentication. So I'm going to maintain as none. So now I'm going to enable the traces, and then I'm going to deploy this iFlow. Yeah, now we got the response. See, now we got the response. This is the response of the first API, but our goal is to extract the token, this token. Okay, for that I'm going to convert the data. Actually, now the data is in JSON format, but this palette function unable to understand the JSON data. So that's why I'm going to convert this data into XML format. So I'm going to take this palette function, rename this. So now we converted the data into XML format, but we need but copying this data. Let us check this palette function is working or not. Okay, I'm going to paste the JSON data here. Then I'm going to run the simulation. See now it is successfully converted into XML format. But our goal is to fetch the token from the first API. So that I'm going to take one content monitor. So I'm going to store the token into exchange properties. See, actually, in CPI there are two ways is there to extracting the XML data. One is absolute path, and then second one is relative path. So here I'm going to use relative path. So what we need? We need this field, this node, access token. So I'm going to paste here, and then here the source type is XPath, and then I'm giving name as token. Okay, we are going to store the token in the exchange property, and then here we need to give the data type. Here the data type is java.lang.string. Yes, should be always uppercase. Now let's simulate. Let us check whether we stored the token in the exchange property or not. Okay. Now I'm going to simulate this. It's taking time. It's taking time. Yeah. Here we are passing JSON data. After JSON to XML, the data is converted into XML format, and then see in exchange property we successfully stored the token. Now I'm going to replace this as extracting token. Extracting token.
Sharing screen.
Yeah, okay, Vivek. Let's continue.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, I'm going to rename this as extracting token into exchange property. So now the first API development was over. Now I'm going to develop the second API. For that, I'm going to take one more content modifier. So here I'm going to pass the so now the first API development is over. So now I'm going to develop the second API. Okay. So for this development, we need to pass the authorization in the header level. So now I'm going to pass the authorization in the header level. This one is
Bala, can we not capture the token value from JSON format?
what? Can you repeat again?
Okay, so we are uh, creating an iFlow to capture the
Yeah,
token
yeah.
and exchange it for sales data from external system, right? So when we are trying to first convert to XML format, right? The JSON.
Yeah.
So can we not capture the token directly from JSON format? Should we convert to XML and then capture?
No, actually, this is the procedure. First, we need to use the first API and then convert it to XML and then store it in exchange property.
Okay, so directly from JSON we can't
Yeah,
capture that.
yeah.
Okay,
Why? Because this palette function understand only XML. That's why we are converting it to XML.
yeah, clear.
So in message header, I'm going to pass the authorization. So actually, now we extracted the token from the first API and then converted and stored in exchange property. Now we need to use this token into secondary flow. For that, there is one expression is there. Actually, dollar open curly braces property dot token. Actually, this is the expression. It is used to extract the token from the exchange property. Okay, we are going to get the token. Okay, this is the expression. So this is related to expression, right? So I'm going to maintain as expression and then the data type is java dot lang dot string. Yes, should be always uppercase, don't forget. So now I'm going to take one more repository. Uh, so using this repository, I'm going to call the at final API, I mean second API. Using this API, I'm going to extract the sales data. So now I'm going to connect this first reply to receiver adapter. Now we're going to select the adapter type. So this API is related to REST API. So I'm going to select HTTP adapter type, and then I'm going to configure the adapter here. So here I'm going to copy the address of the API. This is the address. I'm going to paste here, and then this is the query part. I'm pasting the query part here, and then the proxy type is internet. So I'm maintaining as internet, and then this is get method. So I'm going to change get. So uh, actually already we passed the authorization in message header, so no need to pass here. So I'm going to maintain as none. So now I'm going to deploy this flow. Before deploying, we should allow the header. So for that, I'm going to giving star. So now I'm deploying this flow. See, we successfully extracted the sales data from the third-party application. Let me explain the flow again. Firstly, I'm calling the first API. This is the address of the first API, and then here I maintain the query part, and then proxy type is internet, and then method is post. So for the first API, not required any authentication. So actually I maintained none. Okay. So the output of the first API, which is in JSON format, but I want to convert it into XML format. Why? Because I want to extract the token node. That's why I'm converting into XML format. So this is the palette options used to convert the JSON data into XML data. And then here I'm going to store only the access token node. I'm giving name as token, and then from this the first API development is over. Now in the iFlow one, I I developed the second API. So here I passed authorization. Actually, this is the expression. It is used to get the token from the first API. Finally, I'm calling the second API. This is the address, and then query part. And then this is related to get method. So and then finally, this is the output. the sales data. So any doubts?
So to identify query from address URL,
Yeah,
does it start after the first question mark?
yeah. Actually, before question mark will be address. After question mark, consider query field.
Okay. So apart from this query from address, is there anything else
Before
that we
question
have
mark
to
will be
learn?
address. No. This is the query part.
Okay. And for request headers, you have put star mark, right?
Yeah.
Can you
Actually, why
once
means
explain about?
yeah. Actually, why means so here I maintain this. Here I'm passing authorization in header level. Okay. So using this authorization, I'm going to call the external system. That's why I allowing the headers from CPI. That's why I maintain this star. Instead of star, you can
So
mention authorization also.
so that the does that star mean like
Allowing
all?
everything. Yeah, allowing everything. Star
Okay.
means allowing everything. It's up to
Okay.
your wish. You can use star or authorization. It's up to your wish.
You used one adapter like a REST that is decided by the client or how it is?
No. Actually, it depends upon the requirement.
I didn't get once again. Can you repeat it?
It actually depends upon the requirement. This
Oh,
actually this
requirement.
app,
Okay.
yeah, this API is related to. Actually, this is REST API. So that's why I use
Okay. Got it.
HTTP rather.
Okay.
Actually, the third
So
party team will say which API is.
okay. So client will tell which adapter.
Yeah. No. Client will not tell. Client will tell only what type of API.
Okay. So in this case, can we also use OData instead of HTTP, and it will do the same work?
No. No. We can't use for that.
Okay, so the client will tell that the endpoint is HTTP, so that is why we
Yeah.
are configuring HTTP.
Yes, correct. Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay. So for every real-time scenario,
Uh,
first we have to extract a token and store it, and then
no.
exchange the token for data.
Yeah. Actually, it depends upon the requirement. So actually, this development is based on token-based authentication.
Is it called OAuth?
Yeah,
Then
OAuth 2. Auth 2.
Auth 2 or OAuth 2?
OAuth 2.
Okay. So the basic username and password, in real-time development, no one uses the basic one.
Yeah.
And apart from OAuth, what are other types of authentications that clients prefer?
Usually, uh, basic authentication we prefer. Every client will prefer basic authentication. And then token-based authentication, like OAuth 2.
Okay, so for basic knowledge, if we know how to configure this too, it will be good.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
So finally, after we are extracting the sales order at the end of this iFlow, are
Uh,
we again going on to continue the iFlow to manipulate
yeah,
the sales order and send it to external system or
yeah.
something?
Actually, now we extracted from third party to CPI. Now we need to send it to SAP system. So here we need to connect here you need to install on receiver, then you need to connect. I'm going to use HTTP. So here you need to connect the SAP system. From the SAP, they will provide some address path.
Okay, so for receiver address path, client will give.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
They will give the connectivity details also.
In this API, we started with the like timer, right?
Yeah,
Means it is continuously looping, right?
no. Actually, whenever we deploy this iFlow, it will trigger. So in timer, there are some features are there.
Schedule.
Scheduling mode is there.
Yeah.
You want to schedule every time, every minute, every hour. So it's up to the client requirement. So based upon the client requirement, we can configure.
So if we don't schedule any timer, whenever message comes in, then token will be generated and the iFlow will
No.
continue. Is that
Yeah.
no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
For dummy purpose, like for practice, which data or URL do we need to use?
Sorry, I can't understand.
For a practice purpose, which data we need to use? Like earlier, we used to use the who data link to. That only we need to use for this one only. This one also.
So you mean to say you need API, right?
Means I want to try this the way you process to receive and send a note and you
Yeah.
connected
Yeah.
this one. I want to practice that one in my dummy SIP, like my this one
Yeah, I understood.
cockpit.
But okay, I will check with Saiteja and share
Mhm.
this. If I found
But I think
any,
I'm not able to do this one because you use so many keys also. And these many functions are not in my cockpit, like this timings, like that.
no, actually, these
It is
functions
there.
are already in trial account.
In trial account, we can use all things.
Yeah, all things we can do.
Except for the APIs, rest of the things are all available.
Yeah, yes, correct.
And
Why
this
you
token
used
system,
only trace?
Sorry.
Why you used only trace? Because trace having only 10 minutes of timings, right? It will expire automatically later. When you are giving a client, how it works, my question.
See, actually, why means
Yeah, because it expires, it have a time frame, right? Like 10 minutes of that. When you're submitting, how it works?
see for testing purpose, I'm using this trace.
Okay.
So trace is for us, for
find out
our
the
test,
Yeah, I think this
not
page.
for client.
Yeah, yes, correct.
find out in the issues where the exactly the issue is. You can find out by the trace or you can
Issue.
configure.
If there is any issue, means you can check the message processing log. You can check here. In this tab, you can find the error message.
Okay, in case if there is any error, we can find it here.
Yeah, you can find here in the message processing tab.
So at the beginning of this iFlow, could we have configured it without a timer also?
Yeah, you can use instead of timer, you can use start message.
Okay. So could you once again explain like how the timer will make any difference? So we can configure timing.
Actually,
So until then, we'll
If yeah, let me explain the difference between the timer and the start message. Okay, actually, um, see now I use a timer. Um, See now I'm going to deploy this iFlow. I'm going to deploy this iFlow.
Once you after explaining this, can you show me how to add that CPA helper? Because I'm past 2 days, I'm trying to add that helper. I'm not able to add.
Okay.
Google
Actually,
Chrome extended.
Yeah, I did, but still it's not working for me.
or else share your screen. I will explain. See, actually, timer means if you want to execute this iFlow, you can use timer. No need to conduct Postman. If you use start message means you need to connect to the sender system. Then only it will reply. This is the difference between.
So in real time, will we not use that timer?
Yeah, in real time, there are some requirements will be there, like this iFlow will execute